At St. Mary's General Hospital, the night shift was always the hardest. Fewer nurses, tired doctors, long emergencies, and endless noise. But even with all that pressure, Nurse Naomi always moved quietly. She was known as the nurse who worked with patience, soft words, and a calm spirit. Every patient loved her, well, almost every patient. Naomi was a young black nurse, proud of her profession, proud of how far she had come. She was the kind of nurse who stayed after her shift to comfort a crying family, who volunteered for extra rounds, and who remembered every patient's name. She never expected that one night, her biggest challenge would not be a medical emergency, but a man who hated her before she ever said a word. It happened around 11:47 p.m. The ER doors burst open as EMTs wheeled in a pale, struggling older man. He looked like he had been in severe pain for hours, sweaty, shaking, and barely conscious. 70-year-old male, the paramedic called out. Severe chest pain, shortness of breath, possible myocardial infarction, a heart attack. Doctors rushed in. The room was chaotic for a moment. Monitors beeping, feet running, gloves snapping. Naomi stepped forward calmly. "I've got him," she said. But the moment the old man opened his eyes and saw her, everything changed. His eyes narrowed. His face twisted with disgust, even while fighting for his life. "Get away from me," he growled weakly. "I don't want your kind touching me." The whole room froze. Everyone heard it. But Naomi didn't react. She didn't let the insult land on her face. Years of experience had taught her that patients in pain sometimes lashed out, and some people were simply full of hate. Still, the words cut deep. One of the new nurses whispered, "Naomi, do you want me to switch with you?" But Naomi shook her head gently. "No, he's my patient." As the doctors prepared him for tests, the old man, whose name was Mr. Henderson, kept throwing racial insults. "I said I don't want you," he barked as Naomi tried to adjust his oxygen mask. "They send me a black nurse? I'm not dead yet." "Sir, you're having a heart attack," Naomi said softly. "I'm only here to help you. I don't need help from you people," he spat. "You people." That phrase always struck Naomi in a place she tried to keep protected. But she kept her emotions buried. She was a professional. She had sworn to treat everyone, no matter what they believed, no matter what they said, even if they hated her. As she worked, Naomi remembered her grandmother's words. "Hatred doesn't define you. How you respond does." Growing up, Naomi faced discrimination many times, but she never let it break her spirit. She went into nursing because she wanted to help people, wanted to save lives, especially in a world where black women in healthcare were often underestimated. So she stayed calm, and she kept working. The crisis, when everything collapses. While placing in 4-line, Naomi noticed something frightening. Mr. Henderson's heart rhythm was deteriorating fast. "Doctor, his BP is dropping," she called out. His monitor started beeping louder. His breathing slowed. His eyes rolled back. Code blue alarm went off. The entire team rushed in. "Move! Move! Let's get him stabilized." Mr. Henderson was going into cardiac arrest. He was seconds from death, and Naomi was the closest one to him. She immediately began CPR, counting every push on his chest with focus. Not anger, not resentment, only the desire to save a life. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another nurse brought the defibrillator. Charging clear. They shocked him once. No pulse. They shocked him again. Still nothing. The doctor shouted, "Keep going, Naomi. Don't stop." Naomi continued chest compressions with everything in her. Sweat dripped from her forehead. Her arms burned. Her heart raced. But she didn't give up. Not even on a man who hated her. After 2 long minutes that felt like an hour, beep, a faint heartbeat returned. Then another. Then stronger. "He's back," Naomi whispered. Relief filled the room as the monitors stabilized. Mr. Henderson was alive. Because of her. Later, when the crisis was over and the patient was moved to a recovery room, The doctor pulled Naomi aside. "You saved his life," he said. "You know, someone else might have walked away after how he spoke to you." Naomi smiled gently, though tired. "Everyone deserves care, even those who don't know how to give it." By morning, Mr. Henderson regained full consciousness. His attitude was gone. He looked confused, ashamed, but still stubborn. Naomi walked into the room to check his vitals. The old man stared at her for a long moment. "You," he said quietly, "you're the one who saved me?" Naomi nodded. "Yes, sir." He swallowed hard. It was the first time his eyes didn't look angry. "Why?" he whispered. "I was horrible to you." Naomi simply said, "Because it's my duty to help people, even when they don't see me as one." Her words broke something inside him. He began to cry, not from pain, but from guilt. He finally confessed, "My wife passed last year. She always told me I was too bitter, too angry. I didn't listen. She would have been ashamed of how I spoke to you." Naomi stood quietly, listening. "I judged you," he continued, "but you cared for me more than I deserved." He lowered his head. "I'm sorry, truly. It was not perfect. It didn't erase the past. But for Naomi, it was enough. Sometimes saving a life also saves a lost soul." Later, nurses talked about Naomi's professionalism. Doctors praised her for staying calm under pressure. Even patients heard the story. Some said it changed their views. Some said it reminded them to treat people with dignity. But for Naomi, it reminded her of her grandmother's wisdom. Hate can live in someone's heart, but love is stronger when you choose it. When Mr. Henderson was discharged, he asked one last thing. "Can I shake your hand?" Naomi nodded. He held her hand with trembling fingers. "Thank you," he said softly. "You didn't just save my life. You changed it." She smiled gently. "Take care of yourself, Mr. Henderson." As he walked away, Naomi felt something lift off her. Not because he apologized, but because she stayed true to herself even in the face of hate. That's real strength. That's real justice. That's the kind of story that stays with you.